The Chiefs can do something hilarious to the Bengals on Sunday, and we're going to talk about it.
My heart is yours.
Good Monday morning, Chiefs Kingdom. Appreciate you guys rolling in here, hanging out with all Chiefed up. Do us a favor, hit that like button real quick. Helps us get out to more people. And while you're doing that, we're going to talk about who's powering this live stream.
We're powered by BetUS today. Head over to betus.com. Check out what they got going on. Use the code YouTube150. You're going to get a 150% deposit match bonus on your first deposit. On the next 2 deposits, you're going to get 125% deposit match bonuses. Those are up to $2,000, so take advantage of all those free plays. The site's easy to use. There's plenty of props on there. Go to betus.com. Use the promo code YouTube150. Let them know all Chiefed Up sent you their way. Steve, the Chiefs can do something hilarious to the Bengals on Sunday. And basically, we're going to. I don't know if we're gonna lay down and take an L, because it's still the Broncos, and the Chiefs hate the Broncos, and we may be starting Carson Wentz, and we may be sitting a lot of starters. But if we take the L, then the Bengals are out. And the Bengals fans, Steve, the Bengals, they keep saying that the Chiefs are scared of them. We're scared of the Bengals. We're scared of everybody. That's why we're going to take the L. That's what they're saying, that we're going to do it on purpose because we're scared. But they got their own problems to figure out, my man, because they got to beat the Steelers first. That's not guaranteed that they're going to beat the Steelers. And even if we did beat the Broncos and they beat the Steelers, they still have to have the Dolphins to lose to the Jets. That's probably not going to happen either. So it's looking like a pure long shot here for old Burrow and the Bengals.
Yeah, man. Well, I just think it's hilarious either way you look at it, because whether they think it's because you're afraid of them, that just makes it even funnier. Like, it's just funny. The Chiefs have a habit of putting the Bengals out for the year. In one way or another, it has happened for the last several years. I think it's great. And all they have to do is just do what they needed to do anyway. Rest everybody. That's what we were going to do. It's almost like the universe wanted the Chiefs to be responsible for the Bengals going home this season. Because, first of all, I thought they were out of playoff contention like a long time ago, but somehow they clawed their way back in. They're working so hard. They're working so hard to do it. Joe Burrow out there having MVP-like numbers the last few weeks.
He really has.
And Jamar Chase also potentially, if it wasn't a quarterback award, clawing into that category. And the Chiefs are just like, Carson Wentz is starting.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah.
See, you know why Burrow's doing so well this year? Because we've not had a reason to jinx him. I've not been able to throw out my Bengals and Burrow jinx. So, but this is what I want to say. I like Joe Burrow. He's having a good season. I like him. I think he's going to do well this week. I think he's going to go out there and probably throw for 3-4 more touchdowns. I think they beat the Steelers by probably 2 touchdowns easily. I think the Steelers are frauds. I think the Bengals are right there. But the Chiefs may just take that L, and even if we don't, I don't see how the Dolphins lose to the lowly Jets. You just watch the Jets get beat by 40 points. Aaron Rodgers benched himself, dude.
They suck.
Yeah, they Buffalo looked like Buffalo was world beaters, and Buffalo ain't that good.
No, the Jets are
just
ass cheeks. They suck.
Dude, they don't even want to be there. Their own players are trying to get out. Dude, we'll gladly take Sauce Gardner. If you want to throw him over, if you want to give us Garrett Wilson, we'll take him too.
Right, but they're butt cheeks.
Somebody needs to save those dudes.
They're so bad. That's embarrassing for the NFL to have a product like that out there. I mean,
and to be such a big market.
And it's something they thought was going to be so good too.
Oh my God, they're forcing them
like
on us all
Papa
the time.
Rogers. He's back. He's playing for the Jets now, and they went and drafted everybody and their grandma, and they suck so bad.
Steve, here's the 2024 AFC playoff seeding. So you can see it right here. So if you look at Cincinnati at Pittsburgh, so they're at Pittsburgh too. I mean, come on. Look, if Pittsburgh wins any of those games, you see it at the top, you see it at the third one down. if you go all the way over to the number 7 seed, there are no Bengals. So the Bengals cannot get in unless they win. So don't be talking. If you're the Bengals, you don't say the Chiefs are scared. They're going to take an L to the Broncos. You need to be focusing on your own crap first.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about what we're doing. You guys better win. And that game's on a Saturday because we've got the full slate. So here's the full slate. Cincy will be at Pittsburgh at 8 p.m. So by 11 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to know whether the Bengals shat the bed or if they've actually done something to make us go ahead and say, hey, what do we want to do?
Yeah.
Do we want to keep Burrow out of this or what?
Don't take that away from us. Get out there and win a game.
I think they got it. I think they're going to win by at least probably 2 touchdowns. I just don't see it being close, man. Burrow's just so good. He hasn't made any interceptions. Like, there's hardly any turnovers there. It's just they're gelling at the right time.
God help you, Joe Burrow.
There's no such thing as an ACU jinx on Joe Burrow.
Oh, yeah.
There's just no
right.
way.
Whatever. Wasn't he out the entire season or something? I don't
Because
remember.
I said I like Joe Burrow. I love Joe Burrow. What are you going to do?
Mike, let's get to a couple comments real quick. We got a 20 bomb from Slow But Sure, 504.
Let's go, baby.
Appreciate you. He says, do we have any updates on Rice's return? I think I heard something about a playoff return, but I'm not sure. Man, I saw some rumblings about that because of a picture that Hollywood Brown posted on X of him and Rashee Rice. It's impossible for Rashee Rice to be back.
I honestly think so, too. I don't want that to, like,
There's
make
no
anybody
way.
sad or just think that we're being haters. But, dude, that was a major knee injury.
That timeline does not add up. Like, I just don't think it's possible. I don't know if Hollywood,
I just
I
can't
don't know if Hollywood
see
just
it.
liked the picture, or if he was just, giving a shout out to Rashee Rice, or what. But there's no way that kid could play this year. I just don't see it.
It feels wild, don't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess crazier things have happened. And I saw the next one. Appreciate the 20, by the way. Thanks so much for that. But our boy Doug, he's been a member for 16 months now, and he says, do you think Jalen Watson has a chance to play in the playoffs? Love the channel, guys. Thanks for the gas, Doug, and
Appreciate
for being
you,
a
Doug.
member for forever now. Yeah, I mean, Jalen Watson's more likely to be back than Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
We talked about Jalen Watson several weeks ago where doctors had talked about it. People with the injury previously had talked about their return and the timeline there. And it was possible. It wasn't likely, but it's possible that Jalen Watson could be back for the divisional round. Now, do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. The way the Chiefs have been playing, I don't see them rushing back anybody. Like,
Right.
I don't know. We'll see, but that would be more likely to me than Rashee Rice. I just don't think Rice is going to play for a while. I mean, he's recovering. Hopefully, goes ahead and gets slapped with his suspension at the beginning of next season, and that just adds on to his healing and his recovery process. And we can just go on from there. He can stay the hell out of trouble, and hopefully stay healthy. And then we have our receiver back.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. If anybody returns, I would think it's Jalen Watson over Rashee Rice. This is the pitcher everybody was referring to. It was that one. He tagged him, put the little clock the same way Hollywood had put the little clock up. So that was the thing. But I just can't see it. Like, I don't want to just say I'm being negative. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to do that. It just, to me, that it just does not add up. Now the other one was. I'm going to go ahead and take Doug's comment off the screen here. Take that off for me, Steve. I want to show this video. This is the one everybody was talking about. This is Jalen Watson. He posted this, working out the facility. So he is running in a straight line.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. You can see it. I'll play it again. I mean, he's not cutting.
Man.
He's not doing drills.
Right. And there's
he
a lot.
could be in
lot
the
of
very
that.
early process. So, I mean, if you think he's going to play at a Super Bowl level by the Super Bowl without, getting any more, I mean,
Right.
you have the chance. There's a chance with Watson. But we looked at that too, Steve, and wasn't it Tony Pollard had that same injury a few years ago? The receiver from who was it?
You're talking about Lockett.
Lockett from Seattle. He had it, and they both said that they had sped up their timelines, and it was still like 5.5, 6 months. So I don't know, man.
Man,
I would love to
he
see
plays
him
a
back,
position
but-
where he has to have full mobility.
Yeah, I would love to see him back, but I think Jalen Watson right now is a little bit higher on that return to me than Rice is going to be, but I just can't see either of them back. But Rice probably not over Watson. Watson would be more likely to return.
Yeah, I think so too. Sam with the 5 bomb says, "Morning, guys. The annual Arrowhead Invitational is in full effect. The Bills do not want the Bengals getting in. They would play them first." Man, unpopular opinion. First of all, if the Bengals do get in, they could absolutely beat the Bills. And I think the Broncos could knock the Bills off. I don't think it's as likely as the Bengals doing it, but I think it's possible the Broncos do.
The Broncos do have a pretty good defense, but it seems like if they're not playing the Chiefs, again,
Yeah,
the
they've been
defense
on,
never plays well.
They've been on a bit of a slide, right? Like, I feel like they were a better team like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
You think
But-
Buffalo gets that thing where, like, the Chiefs get everybody playing up to beat the Chiefs? But nobody respects Buffalo like that. Like, they know they're a good team. They know Josh Allen's a good quarterback, but they're not always bringing their A game, leave it all on the field with Buffalo. And you see
Right.
that a lot. Like, the Jets didn't look like they give a crap. But if they had been playing the Chiefs, you'd have pulled out the Zach Wilson crap of last year.
Papa Rogers would have had 4 touchdown passes or something crazy.
Yeah, and it's not because the Chiefs suck, and it's not because our defense would have sucked or this or that. It's because it's always the Chiefs, and everybody gives us
Everybody gets horny when they're
1000%.
playing the Chiefs, Mike.
Dude, they get so horned up they pass out into a state of like euphoria, and they turn into football gods. They're like, "What is
Aaron
this?"
Rodgers would have took whatever drug he's taken and added Blue Chew.
He'd have been
Side
in a
effects
cave
of that
for
are-
a week snorting wiener dope.
Yeah, bro.
Dude,
There's
he
no
would have
telling
been
what would have happened.
Fired up.
No one on this planet, man, woman, it doesn't matter, would be safe around Aaron Rodgers, okay? If he was playing the Chiefs.
That whole team, they would have looked like they had to went from the Bad News Bears to like God's all 22. That's what they'd have looked like. I don't even know. It's amazing how the Chiefs bring out everybody's A game. And like I said, the Bills just don't get that. The Bills go
Yeah.
out there and get everybody's, maybe B plus
well,
game.
The Bills are the Bills. We'll see what happens.
Did the Bills really scare anybody that much? Like, I feel like the Chiefs still put the fear in you. They can talk about how the Chiefs, we're down this year. We don't score points. They don't look this. Mahomes don't look right. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs is still the Chiefs.
Right.
And they know it.
Well, I mean, Buffalo has a huge hurdle to get over, and that is actually doing something in the playoffs. Josh Allen not going into full meltdown mode in the playoffs. So, I mean, we'll see. But there's been times where, I mean, the 13-second game, Josh Allen was pretty much flawless.
The
And
last
still-
few times
and
he's
still
played us,
lost.
he's played pretty well.
And still lost. So, no, I don't think that if anyone's afraid of the Bills, it's not the Chiefs, right? Like, they're probably the only team that's not like, crap, got to play Buffalo. Buffalo is hot. They've been playing good. Josh Allen's a lucky quarterback. He's good and he's lucky.
I tell you what, I listen to everybody. Chiefs get all the calls. Chiefs get babied. Patrick Mahomes is babied by the officials. If that would have been Patrick Mahomes that got hit, they'd have kicked him out of the league. You name it, it's something just stupid. If everything that they say about the Chiefs, the Bills get. The Bills get it. Josh Allen gets everything that they cry about. I watched some of that game yesterday. It was right before the half. So I want to say it was like 12-0 at the break. It was a close game. The second half, it wasn't even there. It was the first half for them to get the field goal there at the end of it. Josh Allen gets some kind of bogus roughing the passer call that wasn't even close, and the dude
Right.
flops. And, dude, if this would have been Mahomes, I've seen Mahomes have his head cracked and his helmet cracked from a helmet to helmet against the Dolphins. We all know that. And it's crickets out here. And Josh Allen, literally, somebody gets within 3 feet of his personal bubble, and he cries a river, and the officials will baby him to the point where flag. And then, on the very next play, the left tackle seriously jumps, just like Jawan Taylor, if not worse. Not a single peep from the announcers. Nobody cried about it on Twitter. So you had a back-to-back crybaby hit on Josh Allen that was bogus, that put him in field goal range. On a 3rd down, I'm pretty sure. You
Yeah.
had the left tackle jump early. It's insane what they get away with. And then when you come out the next time, bogus PI call. They just marched them right down the field at one point and put 7 points on the board. They could have just blew the whistle and said, "We award Buffalo 7. We'll go ahead and kick off." Like, it's insane
Mike,
what they get.
Even the highlight touchdown from that game, they kept showing and being like, "This is the MVP. This
A 1-yard touchdown run?
This is the MVP." No, it was a pass. And he scurried around in the pocket and got away from everything. And he did his thing where he was running towards the sideline and just threw it up into the air.
Oh, I remember that. He threw it crossbody across the field. Should have been picked.
Absolutely 9
It
out
was
of 10
complete
times
luck,
getting
dude.
picked. Absolute luck. Nothing was skill about that whatsoever other than escaping the
Josh
pass
Allen
rush.
does that a lot. He just goes back and throws it up. He sprays and prays.
And,
And his receivers make good plays for him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you think Mahomes could get that if he trusted his receivers more? I know in the
No.
past we've had
No.
bad receivers, but this year
They
our
don't
receivers pretty good.
Look,
He's
man.
done that with D-Hop 1 or 2 times.
Let me tell you, you can only get lucky for so long. And that kind of crap is why Josh Allen ends
he's
up
got
getting his
lucky
ass
all
beat in
year.
the playoffs. That's why he ends up throwing 3 picks against a bad team in the playoffs or whatever, because he's out here thinking he's invincible. I can just chuck it up backwards, and somebody's going to catch it.
Hey, chuck it and F it. That's
Right.
what he says.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
It's wild, dude. But yeah, I heard Romo. This dude sneaks in a ball from 1 yard, a touchdown from 1 yard. Romo. This is why he's the MVP. This dude's game changing. What's so game changing? He's doing what Jalen Hurts does.
Literally like 2 years ago. Like exactly the same
They're
thing.
doing the tush push, but they're doing what do they call it? The Buffalo. I don't even know. Nothing sounds cool. Okay.
No.
But they suck, and they're just doing the same thing with a quarterback that's literally the size of a linebacker, bigger than a linebacker. This dude's the size of Trey Smith, and you're like impressed because he's getting a 1 yard tush push. Like, bro,
Yeah. No.
Why don't
he's
we
got
do
a
that?
lot of those.
let's find our biggest, most athletic dude and let him tush push. Chris Jones, I bet he could tush push like crazy. He'd bring out the sword too.
Bam says it should be called the Buffalo Bussy. And Doug says the Buffalo Butt Bash.
I was gonna say the butt monkey, but I don't. The butt bashes
Sam says the butt bump. I mean,
that could work. But dude, I like the idea. Why? Let's get an athletic big old guy in there, just tush push.
yeah. I mean, but maybe he can win the MVP.
Steve, Chris Jones, if he literally just took the snap, stood up, if he's at full mast, he's getting in for the 10.
You saying put the ball on the end of his wiener?
He crossed the goal line right there. He's crossed the goal line. I don't even know what to say.
That's wild. Yeah, that's too much for this early, Mike. But
It's too early in the day for that.
yeah,
You know?
real quick, if you guys are just rolling in, we appreciate you being here. Good morning, Chiefs Kingdom. It's the last week of the regular season of the NFL, and that's wild.
We're not even playing meaningful football, Steve. Like, we don't get another meaningful game now
Hey.
from mid-January.
Hey, you know what? We're gonna take a little rest here.
We're just going to take a little break. We're going to be back. We're going to take
gonna
vacation.
take a
We'll be
little
back 2
break.
weeks.
Julia says the chat's getting sus. It might be. But yeah, guys, we appreciate you being here this morning. Do us a favor, hit the like button if you haven't already here on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, like it, share it out to your friends and family. And also if you're watching on X, if you could share this out to your followers, that would be fantastic. But yeah, Mike, we're talking about the Chiefs can do something hilarious to the Bengals on Sunday. And it's just funny. If the Chiefs let the Broncos win in any shape or form, not saying that they would go out there and just let it happen, but if they kind of do let it happen, the Bengals can't make the playoffs.
How do you know that the Chiefs, like, at the end of the day, how do we know? Like, what's going to be the telltale sign that we look back on and we're like, the Chiefs totally took a dive just in spite of Joe Burrow and them? Like, what
We'll
do
see.
you do?
We'll
Do you
see.
think, like, Spags runs an all-out blitz on, like, I don't even know. Like, what happens? We knee the ball down in the third quarter? We just start kneeling the ball and punting?
Here's the thing. I don't think the Chiefs have to do a lot because they are going to rest their guys. Like all the superstars are not playing in this game. Even top end starters are not going to play much in this game. Regular starters probably not going to play much in this game. So I mean, you'll see some out there. Some of them have to play, right? You have to have enough people to play. But they're not going to be out there trying their hardest. I mean, as far as the coaching goes. Now, the people that are on the field, no doubt they'll be playing the game the best they can. But the Broncos always play the Chiefs tough anyway. We saw it earlier in the year. It happens all the time. Any kind of divisional game, it's always a tough one. So it's going to be a tough game from a good team, a really good defense. And, yeah. They know if they win, they're in the playoffs too. So you add that to the mix.
Yeah, I think. Look, but do you hate the Bengals as much as you hate the Broncos? Like, do you want to let a divisional rival in the playoffs? It's almost funnier to let Cincy in, because if Cincy has to go to Buffalo, was to somehow beat Buffalo, that's the greatest news we've ever heard. We'd much rather play Cincinnati than Buffalo. Like, I'm not scared of either one of them.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about what path do we want? I'll tell you what, if last year didn't make you not give a shit about a path, I don't know what does.
Right. We just
like after last year, I don't care who.
Dude, we played the 3 toughest teams in the playoffs.
And in their house and beat them. Like, I don't care who we play. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter.
The fact that you're starting to play playoff football, this is when it counts. It's win or go home. This is the 3-peat run right here. Like, here in 2.5 weeks starts the 3-peat run.
Yeah.
These guys know this. Do you think they care where they're playing? You can strap it up and play it in a parking lot somewhere, and they're going to go out there and give just as much effort as if they were at home or if they were away.
Right.
Now, look, if you're at Arrowhead, you got some advantages. You might have some weather. Say if the Dolphins win. Let's say the Dolphins get in, and the Dolphins have to come back to Arrowhead in the freezing weather. Okay. But that's assuming the Dolphins get in and upset somebody in the first round.
Right.
I've seen weirder things happen. So you may get something like that. You're going to have the loudest fan base in the world. It's going to sound like 747 jets taking off, okay? It's going to be the wildest thing you've ever heard. But you just said it. We went all the way to Lamar Jackson's home turf and put one on him last year. The Super Bowl's always played at an away stadium. The only one who gets a home game is Tom Brady.
Yeah. Mike, they beat everybody. The Chiefs beat everybody last year. They went through the toughest route they could possibly go. I don't care what they're doing this year. It's already the Arrowhead Invitational, so we already have the home field advantage.
Who do you want to see the Chiefs play in the Super Bowl?
I don't care.
You don't, but who do you want to see? Like, what would be your most fun matchup you could think of? A lot of people's going to say Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't think. Look, I'm kind of with you. I feel like Detroit might crap the bed.
I've been saying it.
Before they get there. The Green Bay Packers don't look too bad, and neither do the Vikings.
A lot of people at the beginning of the season were saying Chiefs-Packers.
Do you trust Sam Darnold, though, for the Vikings? I don't know if I trust him to be able to win.
He's had a hell of
playoffs.
a year.
But you trust him in the playoffs.
He's not the sexy pick, but, how come he's not in the MVP conversation? This kid's been going insane.
He has been doing well. Well, it's the same way for their coach. He should be in the coaching conversation.
Well, we're going to talk more about this MVP stuff. We talked about it the other day. But we're going to talk a little bit more about this MVP stuff in a minute, Mike. But let's get to the chat real quick. Sam Lofted with the 5 bomb says, "What 2 players get called up this week? Nelson and Levet. Can it be the Swayze Bozeman show?" Mike, what do you think? They're going to call up a couple guys. We're going to see some fun guys out there on the field.
Yeah, I do think this may be the week we see Steven Nelson. If he don't play this week, he's not going to play any time. But I think you bring him up. You maybe let Trent McDuffie sit. You don't want nothing to happen to McDuffie. He's your number 1. He's got to sit this week. So you may see what you got in Steven Nelson. Can the kid play? Can he offer something that Spags don't? And then can that make us even more dangerous in the playoffs? Who knows? Yeah. Steven Nelson's kind of older, so maybe he needs all this time to get acclimated, get his legs back under him. I do think that one could be a good one. I would love to see Fabian Levet, somebody like that. The Chiefs just signed a new player today, by the way. Can I bring this up? We made a hell of a signing today.
Oh.
Blake Lynch, linebacker, ladies and gents.
Whoa, Blake Lynch.
Now
it's
look,
on.
Aaron Wilson said he was signed to the active roster. I think Aaron Wilson, he covers the Texans, a beat writer for the Texans. I think he's wrong. This dude did not get signed to the active roster. This dude is a practice squad player, 100%.
Absolutely.
I reported practice squad. The Chiefs haven't made it official yet, Aaron Wilson says active roster. Mike Williams says practice squad. I'll report it as practice squad until the Chiefs say it. And at the end of the day, we're going to see who's right. Because there's no way you signed Blake Lynch, who has had 24 tackles or something like that his entire career.
He's not active. Hey, I tell you what, though.
Over Swayze? Because he mentioned Swayze. Swayze's had a great few
Mike,
weeks.
pull that graphic back up, baby.
Let's look at this.
Elite Loyalty Sports has made the greatest graphic for Mr. Blake Lynch. Look at all of them.
Dude,
Those
look at-
hundos flying
Look, here,
around.
Let's throw the hundos at him.
They're making it rain in front of Union Station for Blake Lynch.
Daggone.
Hey, that's a hell of a graphic.
What a graphic. Does that get you fired up? Look at that. I think that's not even him in the picture, I think.
Is that Anthony Hitchens?
They took an Anthony Hitchens picture,
Put his face on it.
put his face on it, and just wrote Blake Lynch at the top of it. You know, I hope Blake Lynch has a great career here in Kansas City. I hope he turns into Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
He was pretty good at Baylor. He was a good linebacker at Baylor, but just a little context. He's had 296 snaps his entire career, and he's got 28 tackles.
All right. We'll
So,
keep that in mind.
Let's not jump the gun here.
Appreciate you, Sam Lofton, for the 5. And hopefully we do get a good dose of Swayze Bozeman. I'd like to see him out there some more. He got to play quite a bit the other day, so pretty cool there. Michael Flores with the 2 bomb says, think this is a game Kingsley will get a chance.
Kingsley has to play this week, right?
Absolutely.
Look, he got one game against the Ravens that I thought he played pretty well in. He played pretty well in the first half of Cincinnati, and then he kind of crapped the bed in the second half. He got benched. He comes in cold, I want to say against the Falcons or somebody, struggled again.
And
He's got to play a little bit, right?
So here's what I'm thinking.
He's got to play. We got to see what we got.
In light of the hilariousness of what we could do to the Bengals, I think we give Kingsley a chance at redemption at left tackle against Nick Benito.
You're going to go that far with it. What about DJ Humphries, though? We have to see what he can do.
Nah.
You play DJ Humphries and let Kingsley play a little right tackle and don't get Wanye out there just because Wanye, you don't want to hurt your swing guy.
I'll tell you what.
He's recovered from a knee.
I don't care what happens. I don't care what DJ Humphries plays like. I don't think you stray away from what we've
Joe
been doing.
Tooney is the left tackle.
Just
of the
let Joe
playoffs.
Tooney play left tackle, and you let Matt Caliendo play left guard because that's been working. Don't go away from it. Do not. Patrick Mahomes
I
looked more
love
comfortable
Mike
last week.
Caliendo as a left
Patrick
guard.
Mahomes looked more comfortable on Christmas Day than he has looked the entire season. Why mess with that?
Did you remember back when you were always a big Darian Kennard guy? Darian Kennard jumped on our show one time randomly.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'm a tackle, but if they need me to play guard, I'll play guard.
He could have been a good guard, bro.
He probably could have. He
Yeah.
probably could have. But I told you, and I remember, I didn't tell him and I didn't tell you instantly. But at some point after that, I told you that the biggest point of him being a guard and why that wouldn't work out is a fellow named Mike Caliendo. He's going to be a beast.
Right.
I've been a huge Caliendo guy from the beginning, and he's working out. Like, he doesn't look like a world beater at left guard. His PFF scores were kind of low, this and that, but he's not been bad, and he's been well above
Right.
what you would expect.
Right. Well, back to the Darian Kennard thing for a minute, though. He didn't even really get much chance. Like you saw Kingsley out on the field starting and stuff like that. I don't think we ever saw anything from Kennard. They're like, oh well, he's getting up to speed. He's getting up to speed. Next thing you know, he's playing for.
Let me have a
Eagles.
look at Darian Kennard. Let's see how many snaps he actually got to play for the Chiefs.
I don't think it
Because
was
I'm with
many.
you. I don't feel like it was a lot. Now, he is with the Eagles. He hasn't played a game all year, so he must be on their practice squad still. Isn't it wild you leave the Chiefs practice squad and go to the Eagles practice squad?
It's weird.
Like, why would you do that? Like, you're not playing either way. So why not stay with a Super Bowl champ?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't welcome no more.
He's played 0 regular season snaps for the Chiefs and the Eagles, for that matter. Let's see what he did with the Chiefs. Oh, my God. Never mind. Hold up. I'm an idiot. You know it's early when you're looking to see how many snaps he's played on defense. Darian Kennard, linebacker extraordinaire. Okay, so let's see. Regular season. Let's go back to regular season. 2022, he still had 0. He's played 3 total snaps for the Eagles this year, and he scored a 59 offensive grade. 3 running plays, by the way.
wild how some of these guys are so good in college and they have such an upside, and it's just like, how are they not getting them out of? How are they not getting more out of these guys? It's
Okay,
wild.
so here's what he's done preseason. So he's played preseason snaps. Yeah, preseason. So 371 preseason snaps. He scored a 64, a 56, and a 57. His pass blocking was better with the Eagles than he was with the Chiefs at 47-47. So atrocious with the Chiefs. The Eagles had him at guard, and he scores a 67. So that kind of confirms what we thought.
Yeah.
Derek Kennard is a guard. He done a lot better. Derek Kennard could have
Yeah.
been a decent guard.
Well, we knew that was the
He
case
kind of had that
anyway,
Trey
right?
Smith nasty to him as well.
Yes, he did. That's what we liked.
Could you imagine if Trey Smith couldn't got signed? Like, say we just couldn't sign him. Kennard would have worked out and been that same nasty. Caliendo's here. I'd probably sign Tootie just for the next 2 to 3 years, let him play left tackle. Forget it. I'm like, Tootie, you want to be a left tackle for the next 3 years? Why not? He
Hey,
looks just
you
as good or better than Orlando Brown did.
You want to retire here? You just want to finish your career up?
Dude, Orlando Brown was better than any left tackle we've had in 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he was better than Donovan Smith.
Yeah.
Donovan Smith may not have had the same amount of pressures and hurries
I
and
know. I
sacks.
think he did.
Yeah, I think he may have. It was close.
Think he
but
did.
honestly, I feel like Mahomes felt more protected. Somehow.
remember-
I have no idea how you feel more protected with
It's
Orlando
weird
Brown
how
Jr.
short of a memory some people have about Donovan Smith, because I remember the discussion with Donovan Smith there was, well, the grass isn't always greener on the other side now, is it?
Look, I got to look. What did Orlando Brown Jr. do his final year here?
It wasn't great, and I understand why people didn't want him. They didn't want to pay him the big money.
That
Like,
was the big thing.
I
was the
totally
money.
understand that part of it. But I mean, as far as how he played, it was no different than what we've seen since. Like, by any means. And Patrick trusted him more than what he's had since.
Okay, so in 2022 at KC, his last year, he allowed 30 pressures, 3 sacks. That was it. People freaked out over that. 30
Yep.
pressures and 3 sacks.
Entire season.
Dude, the year before, it was 28 pressures and 4 sacks. So
Mm-hmm.
this dude only allowed in 2 years at KC. He allowed 58 pressures and 7 sacks. I think by himself this year, Wanye Morris has 58 pressures and 7 sacks.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Like, are you crazy?
It's just, it is what it is.
Let's go look at Donovan Smith, though.
Like I said, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, Sometimes you gotta chill a little
So
bit.
Donovan Smith and KC had 30 pressures, 2 sacks. So he literally had 1 less sack because
Donovan
Patrick
Smith didn't
Mahomes
play as
just
much.
kind of got out of the way.
Donovan Smith
Yeah.
didn't play as much. Wanye played quite a bit last year.
That's wild, dude. Like, he was not anywhere better than Orlando Brown Jr. We may have been better off to just give Orlando Brown Jr. his money and don't pay Jawan Taylor $80 million.
Quite
we may have
possibly.
been better to do that. That's wild to think about.
It is, but hindsight's 2020.
Because I don't even think Orlando Brown Jr. was wanting $80 million, was he?
No, it
We
wasn't.
give a right tackle more than this dude was
Yeah.
wanting.
Yeah, that was what was funny about that contract.
That's wild.
Shout out Peter Ortiz, been a member for 2 months now. He says, I think a Chiefs-Vikings Super Bowl would be a fun game. I do, man. The Vikings actually look pretty decent. They got a great defense, maybe the best defense in the league. And then the offense, man, they have a lot of weapons. They've been humming along. I mean, Jordan Addison come back from all his troubles. He's been playing great. Justin Jefferson is an absolute monster. Darnold's been doing his thing. So, yeah, I agree. It could be a fun one. And that could be it. I really don't know. I don't have a whole lot of faith in the Lions like everybody else, just because of a couple things. Their defense has fallen apart. Everybody's hurt. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. They even dealt with an injury from their running back. Montgomery's out now for the year. So it's just Jahmyr Gibbs, and I don't even know who else they have. And their coach makes the worst decisions. I'm sorry, he's a good coach. I think he's a good football coach. But he has a lot of Brendan Staley-like tendencies to where he likes to make an ass of himself by being bold. It's like, you know how you have that kid in like elementary school or maybe even middle school that tries to look cool by doing really ridiculous things, and it doesn't work out for him, right? Like, he fails and looks like an idiot. But he had potential. That's Dan Campbell in a nutshell. It's like I don't think he can step out of his own way to get to a Super Bowl, but we'll see. I mean, it's possible. Mike, I hear that trainer rolling in too because Peter Ortiz is sharing the love. He said, "I've been a member for 2 months, so I want all of you guys to be members."
Go.
Gifts out 5 memberships. Appreciate you, Peter. Thank you so much. Round of applause for Peter, everybody. If you get one of those memberships, make sure to thank him in the chat. We will be doing a members-only live stream probably tomorrow. So if you get one of those, thank him in the chat because you're going to have a chance to win a signed jersey. We're giving away a signed Felix and Udike Uzama jersey. We wanted to give him some good juju. Michael, we gave him some good juju. He had a good game the other day. He had a sack.
Yeah, he did.
And
let's keep it going for him, huh?
Let's do it. I think Felix, there's got to be some gas in that tank.
There's
He's
gotta
a
be
first
something.
round
The
draft
dude
pick.
had-
I mean, come on.
The dude had such a good pass rush arsenal at college, and dude, he had a way bigger pass rush arsenal than George Karlaftis ever thought about.
Yeah.
But George Karlaftis hasn't needed it. He's been a bull rush machine out here.
George is the man. George is killing it.
You remember when everybody thought
High
George
motor.
Karlaftis was just not it? You know, he falls in the draft.
No, shut up, guys.
Steve, who said that George
don't talk
Karlaftis was
about
going to be a
George.
chief?
That guy right there.
This guy right here.
That one. Yeah. Hey, he's been playing great. Gotta love George. Perry with the 2-bomb. He says Orlando was jumping early all day versus the Donkeys. That is not a thing, Perry, unless your name is Juwan Taylor.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Did you see the false start that they called on Juwan Taylor that killed our drive the other day? Did you happen to go back and watch that?
It was not a false start.
It was not. It was not in any sense of the word a false start.
They get him wrong a lot of the times, which is why I think the officials say, look, if it's not completely obvious, we can't call this because we're going to go back and look like an idiot when
And
you
they
get this slow
did. That
motion.
play, he was not.
The guy thought he was cool, wanted to call it, because somebody was blowing him up on X, and they were like, you're just letting him
That's
cheat.
Juwan Taylor's cheating.
So he calls it, and then that guy looks like an ass clown. Because Juwan Taylor, dude, I'm telling you what, people don't understand even. I've showed this time and time again. If this is the football and Creed Humphrey's got the ball, it does not have to be out of his hand. It doesn't have to be going backwards. It's got to be going anywhere.
It's just got to move.
It's got to move. So when the ball's still, if Creed Humphrey tilts the ball forward a little bit, then snaps the ball, which is what a lot of guys do. When that ball goes forward, you're allowed to move. So that's what happens. And everybody thinks that because the ball's not going this way, Juwan Taylor's offside.
You can also
Or he's
reset
false
your
started.
back foot as a
And that's
tackle.
what he does a lot.
So,
Steve,
I mean,
people just don't get it. Juwan Taylor, I'll say this. We thought $80 million was way too much for Juwan Taylor, and I think everybody agrees with us.
Yeah.
We were one of the first ones to say that. Like, we just did not love that contract. We thought that was a bit of a blunder there.
Mm-hmm.
But look, he's not played as bad as everybody wants to get on his ass about, and he has been unfairly targeted. All to blame for Chris Collinsworth. I'd like to smack that dude in the eye.
Chris Collinsworth. You know what? He gets horned up about Patrick Mahomes, and the whole
all
world
they
makes
do.
fun of him. But he's gonna take out. What did Juwan Taylor? Do you think Juwan Taylor was too close to Mahomes and it made Collinsworth upset?
Look, Collinsworth doesn't get that
get jealous.
horned over Mahomes.
He does.
People just like to take that one clip and be like, that's a guy right there.
He does, but to be fair, it doesn't matter who's playing.
Oh, he'll do that with anybody.
The broadcast, him and Romo, it doesn't matter who it is. They get horned up. They snort blue chew, and then they go crazy on that
But
quarterback.
you have to.
I don't care if it's Lamar Jackson,
Steve,
Josh
you
Allen.
have to. This is a thing. Look, even with us,
Yeah, pump their product up.
we
right?
talk about the Chiefs. So we have we got 99.999% Chief fans in here, and then you've got a few trolls. But if we say one negative little minuscule thing about Patrick Mahomes, like Patrick Mahomes looked like he just missed a throw there.
Yeah.
Dude, 50% of the chat is ready to kill you. They're like, you think Patrick Mahomes sucks? Do you guys just want to get rid of him?
Let's
Forget
just
Patrick
go ahead and get
Mahomes.
rid of him.
Let's
then.
just go ahead and cut him. What's he going to do? It's like, dude, it's one comment. But they know that. And every week, it don't matter who's out there, that fan base is going to do the same thing. So every week, they've got to kiss ass.
Right.
Like, that's just what it is. It's a kiss ass game. If you're real about something, people are going to kill you for it.
Bunch of ass kissing.
Let's just kiss it.
Chris Palmer with the 5-bomb says, I want to see Uche and Felix Anudiko Uzama in the backfield early and often this week.
You're not going to see Uche, though.
I don't think Uche's going to.
Dude, if
They'll play.
Uche doesn't play this week, that means that Nate Taylor report where he
Right.
said that he don't think he's ever going to suit up for the Chiefs again. If he don't play this week, it's over. And honestly, I don't see any signs of him playing.
No. And I don't understand it.
I hope
don't
I'm
get
wrong.
It.
I would love to see Josh Uche play a little bit. But what did he do? Did he go in Spags' meeting and fart or something? Did he make it
No.
stink in the room? And,
No.
and Spags is like, who crop dusted me in the middle of...
He went to the fridge at the facilities and he ate Spag's lunch. He ate his sandwich.
Look, Spags had a pimento cheese sandwich.
And it was left over, and he'd been thinking about that sandwich, and he wanted it so bad.
No
he
way.
brought it
He's
to
from
work.
the Northeast. He's not eating pimento cheese. That's a Southern
He's
thing.
eating a Philly cheesesteak. Okay, so he had his Philly cheesesteak,
Okay.
and he wrote his name on there with a marker, Spag.
He wrote goat. And he
And,
thought it was a Mahomes sandwich, and he ate it.
He did something. I don't know, but it's odd. It's weird. Well, I'm with you. If we don't see him this week, you're not ever going to see him. I appreciate the 5, Chris.
Appreciate you,
Our
brother.
boy Steve-O in the house with a 2-bomb. Says, support ACU. Love to see it. And his painting. Mike, you shipped that thing out?
I've shipped that thing out weeks and weeks and weeks ago. If that is
Do we-
the guy you
do we
now,
have a,
somebody stole it.
Do we have a Jeremiah situation on our hands?
It's possible. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go find the tracking for it and look on my end, but that thing went out. Good night. Probably like a month ago. But it is Christmas. You know, one time at Christmas time, look, our post office just flat out stinks. They're
Yeah.
horrible. They
Yeah.
probably got like billions of dollars back in like 10 years ago, and they said they were going to fix all this, and they just give themselves raises, and they still can't deliver crap.
Of course. Isn't that how things work? with
It's a
right?
government-ran program.
Right.
Congratulations. That's what you're going to get. But, dude, they're so bad that I ordered something for somebody for Christmas one year. I didn't get it for a complete year. Said it was delivered. 1 year later,
No
one
way.
year later, it
This is
came
a
to my
lie.
house, dude.
That's not possible.
The person already gave me a refund. I'd already give them a positive feedback because they helped me. But, dude, that thing showed up 1 year later to the date where
That's
it had got
absurd.
trounced. Somebody had just like stepped on it, peed on it, threw it off a bridge, it floated down a river. Somebody fished it out. It got to me, dude. It was completely destroyed. The box looked like it had been through hell. 1 year later. Nobody will ever believe that story. It's true.
That's wild, bro.
So your painting's in trouble.
I would think you were lying to me. Steve-O in the mood of giving, too, with 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate you, Steve-O.
Appreciate it, brother.
Like I said, if you get one of those, thank them in the chat because you have a chance to win a signed Felix Anudike Uzama jersey tomorrow on the members only live stream. So that's perfect timing there, Steve-O. Appreciate you, my man. And then also Yuck FooTube with 5 gifted memberships as well. You guys, a round of applause for Steve-O, Yuck FooTube, handing out the memberships. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for the support. Real quick, we got Enrique, our boy in the house, been a member for 14 months. Says, I don't fear the Bengals, but they're our most serious threat. The Bills and Ravens are easy. The Bills and Ravens tend to disappear in the playoffs or have meltdowns, stuff like that. I understand what Enrique's saying here. The Bengals do play us tough. They always do. They match up well with us.
It's the only time their defense ever decides to play football.
Right. And it's just, I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter who the Chiefs play. But I get the sentiment, Enrique, and good to see you, by the way. I hope you're doing well. Mike, real quick, just want to take a second to tell everybody thanks for being here. If you don't mind, hit that like button for us. We have another sponsor for today's show in Manta Sleep. We're going to play a quick ad. Please do us a favor. Stick around through it. We'll be back to talk more Chiefs football.
Oh.
We got some more comments to take
So much.
and all that stuff. So do us a favor. Stick around. We appreciate the support, guys.
Today's show is sponsored by Manta Sleep Mask. You got to check this out. We weren't big believers in sleep masks. I thought they were going to be too big, too hot, too bulky, but Manta Sleep Mask changed that perception for me. These sleep masks are so comfortable. You can change the cup around your eye and find a custom fit. That way the mask finds your comfortability. With these pillows around your eyes, you feel zero pressure. And with a 100% blackout technology, you can go to sleep anytime, day or night, no matter how erratic your sleep schedule is. You can go with the Sound Mask, the Pro Mask, the Silk Mask, or just the sleep mask. You should go check out their website by clicking the link we have provided for you in the description below and read up on which option sounds best for you. But regardless of which mask you choose, use our code ACU10 at checkout and receive a 10% discount that we have secured through Manta Sleep for you, Chiefs Kingdom. Again, go to the description, find the link, find the mask you want to try out, use code ACU10 and get yourself some of the best sleep you've ever had in preparation of this long football season.
Let's go do it to it. Get down in the
Steve.
description. What you got there?
The Manta Sleep. Everybody said they bought this for somebody for a gift for Christmas. These are awesome. They're awesome. Shout out Manta, by the way. They're great.
All right, we got Kevin Anderson in the house with a 2. He says, do we like Kareem Hunt or Pacheco more, Kevin? Good question. We've talked about
Kevin,
this a
we're
couple
gonna
times
answer that
lately.
one.
I'll tell you right now, and this is on a personal level, this is on a football level, we like Kareem Hunt more. Kareem Hunt is it right now. I think the way that he fits into Andy Reid's offense is better than Pacheco's. Pacheco's a great running back. Don't get me wrong. He's got a lot to offer. He's also young too, so there's that whole thing with experience and all that. But for the way this offense is ran, which is always in the gun, every handoff's essentially a delayed handoff. Kareem Hunt has more patience
Does it
and
not
better
get
field
annoying
vision. He has
watching
more
that?
patience and better field vision than Isaiah Pacheco, and that has proved to be way more effective.
Yeah, you're right. Does it not get so annoying to watch them run the same running play over?
I mean, what else can you do from where you're at?
I'm almost
They don't
positive
get under center. They just
that
don't.
against the Steelers, they opened the game running the same 3 running plays.
Mike, there was a time where it was 3rd down. They ran the play, got stuffed. They went to 4th down, went for it, ran the exact same play and got stuffed.
Right. It's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, I think right now Kareem's the hot hand. And Pacheco, we still haven't heard nothing about that rib, Steve. So
Yeah, they've been pretty hush
I'm
hush
just
about
thinking
that one.
maybe a bruised, even if it's cracked, you can't do nothing about it. You got to
Right.
pad it up and go. Like there's nothing you can do about it. So
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
Just
that time of
rest.
year. I mean, a lot of people's playing injured. So getting the extra rest is huge for this Chiefs team. I'm telling you.
I think
This is
Kareem
best
Hunt,
case scenario.
100%. He won't play this week. Probably you probably rest him. He's probably a guy you want to rest.
I'd like to see a healthy dose of Carson Steele this week.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Maybe even.
P.
Do we
Ryan will
still have
probably play a
Amani
little.
Bailey on the practice squad? Might even want to bring him up and take a look at him. Why not?
You know, I really like the way this running back room's kind of shook out.
You don't want to play P. Ryan too much, right? Because P. Ryan,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
he's coming
'cause
along pretty well.
I like the way this running back room shook out. That's something that we talked about all offseason was like, running back room's a little strange. Like, what are we doing here? And then, of course, Pacheco ended up getting hurt early in the season. We ended up getting Kareem Hunt back, which was unexpected and great. I mean, it's been awesome. It's like he never missed a beat. So it was nice to see him get his redemption in Kansas City. And he's been great so far. But the way it is now, you've got Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco is a 1-2 punch, and Samaje Perine has turned into a hell of a 3rd down back. I mean, he's a weapon. When you get him the ball in space, you know, little delayed screens, whatever it might be, or just a check down. Like he's been great, and I just love the way this running back room is. I think Kareem Hunt's your obvious number 1 right now. Pacheco does his thing; it's a good change of pace, and then Samaje Perine's been doing a hell of a job in pass protection and catching the ball out of the backfield. So he's doing exactly what Jerick McKinnon always did, and everybody was horned up about Jerick McKinnon. So I think you got to be a little bit horned up about Perine. Little PP on the PP.
Yeah, well, you could see there was flashes at the beginning. Do you remember when P. Ryan first was starting to be used in his first few games? And Mahomes was trying to hit him out of the backfield. There was just some kind of missed connection. Like Mahomes stood behind him a little bit. He dropped one. There was a couple where it looked like he could have ran forever. Well, now you're starting to see that kind of translate. So
Right.
I really like where that's going. I wouldn't want to mess with it too much, but at the same time, you cannot afford to sit every single person. Like some of these dudes are going to have to play some.
Right. There's
So
gonna
I
be-
would prefer P. Ryan to get some playing time over Kareem Hunt. If it's on me, I want a healthy Kareem Hunt for 3 games in the playoffs. 2 games in the AFC and a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If you can give me 3 great Kareem Hunt, just above average Kareem Hunt burst games, you're going to roll
Take it. We'll
through
take it. Kareem Hunt has been a beast, man. There's times this year where he literally just ran the ball all the way down the field for scoring drives when we needed it. I mean, he's just that guy. And I love it. Appreciate the 2, Kevin Anderson. Mike, you know what it's time for?
Let the boy watch.
We got a 250 from JCP. Letting the boy watch. Says Jalen Watson sprinting on social media. Comments. JCP, good to see you. We talked about this just a little bit earlier. So great, awesome, love it. Possibly he can come back, but it's just straight line. It's where is he really at in his recovery? You know, like a lot of these guys, they like to play that social media game and get everybody a little horned up. You know, they do that. We talked about that with Hollywood Brown and Rushy Rice earlier, putting the picture up with the clock and stuff like that. But I mean, Jalen Watson's been saying, "Hey, who said I'm out for the season? I'm going to be back." This and that, and that's the picture I was referring to just now. But he plays a position where full mobility is critical. I mean, absolutely. Like that. It's probably of any position on the football field, I think full mobility of an ankle is more important at a corner position than anywhere. It just is. And like you said, Mike, could he come back? Potentially. Could he come back at a high level in the playoffs? And that's questionable because I think it would take him some time to get his feet under him. You know, his ankle under him.
I don't know. The only thing I know about this clip is he snuck into the facility in the dead of night and filmed this.
He took somebody with him. He said, "Hey, hold this."
I don't even think that's a real light. That's somebody just got their phone light out. He's just running into the darkness.
Mike JCP with the 2 says, "I sniffed some Blue Chew when I saw it." He got mega horned on the holidays.
You know, I'm gonna say this: Jalen Watson turned out to be very, very good this year.
Yeah.
Like this was a stepping stone year for Jalen Watson.
Yeah, man.
Did we take a hit when he left? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Was this as big as a hit as everybody made it out to be?
No.
Looking back on that now, think about how overdramatic everybody was crying about that CB2. Ever since probably he got injured in the 49ers game. So somewhere right around like week 9, the Bucks game, everybody was crying a river over that CB2.
They were ready to sign that old pervert Xavier Howard.
Yeah, they're trying to get the pervert out.
Yeah, we ain't
having that. But look, it's not been that big of an issue. Nazi's been beaten like a drum for the past 6 games, but
yeah,
even him, when he's getting beaten like a drum, it's literally like 1 catch for 20 yards or something.
Right.
It's not the end of the world.
They finally gave some playing time to Joshua Williams. He got out of the doghouse, and he looks fantastic.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. And still, you've seen now Chris Rowland Wallace get a little bit of time and a little bit of plays. To me, it was one of those things where it's like everybody just wanted to win to the point to where you didn't want to let anybody develop.
Right.
And honestly, that was the whole thing back in what I was talking about, maybe even Steven Nelson a little bit. You could see that they just wasn't ready to throw him on the field. But people were like, Steven Nelson, it's instant. He's going to instantly play. Now we man-to-man, put McDuffie back in the slot. McDuffie is a number 1 corner. I don't want my number 1 corner playing the slot exclusively.
Right.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. If your number 1 corner is a slot guy only, you don't have a number 1 corner. You don't.
Right.
So,
well, McDuffie, he's not that. And that's the thing about it. McDuffie is I'll argue it. Okay. I saw a lot of guys on TV this week, a lot of sports analysts saying McDuffie is the best corner in football minus Patrick Surtain. But he's right there with him. I'm going to say he is. I'm going to say McDuffie is a top 2.
They think Pat Surtain's the number 1?
Yeah.
Huh.
Of course they do.
Wow, times have changed.
Who'd you think it was?
I don't know. I still figured they were on the Jalen Ramsey bandwagon or something. Who knows?
I mean, there are some people out there that are still that dumb, but not many. A lot of people still want to throw Sauce Gardner in the mix, but he's kind of fallen off just a bit.
Really? Or is the Jets just suck?
Well, that too. But, I mean, McDuffie is a top 2, 3 corner in football. Easily. And I don't think you can argue it.
So, okay. Pat Surtain, 676 coverage snaps. He's graded at 86.7. That's pretty high. I give him that. But he's only got, he allows 60% of passes comes his way as a catch. So he's going to he's going to allow 6 out of every 10. He's given up 417 yards. Has he allowed? How many touchdowns he allowed? Only 4. But he only has 2 picks. So I mean, McDuffie's got that.
Right.
That just come out of nowhere.
McDuffie had a hell of a week, like 3-week span. Like he's been going off, dude. Just the warden, Mr. Trent with an INT, McDuffie.
Wait, my God, what have I done today? I've taken so much Blue Chew that I have lost my mind. I can't even do stats right today. So I totally give you 2022 stats for Pat Surtain. Okay, in 2024, McDuffie this year in 80.6 coverage grade, which is really good. That's pretty high. 639 coverage snaps, really high. McDuffie has allowed 60% of catches, so that was on par. 499. He's given up 5 touchdowns, but he has 2 picks. Okay, so not bad. Not bad. Let's get back to Pat Surtain so I could not look at frickin' 2022.
Why 2022?
It was stuck on that because I was looking at what's his name? The guard.
Darian
from Kentucky.
Kennard.
Kennard, the guard.
Kennard,
okay,
the guard.
so 87.7 coverage for Surtain. He's allowed 10% more. Surtain allows 70% of the receptions. So 7 out of 10 gets caught versus Surtain. 6 out of 10 gets caught versus McDuffie. He's allowed 1 touchdown to McDuffie's 5. So that's a big improvement. He's got 4 interceptions to McDuffie's 2. So, I mean, he's a little more what's it called? He's probably like a little more ball hawkish, I guess.
Right.
But it shows because he allows 7 out of 10 catches.
Right.
So it is what it is. I mean, he's only
McDuffie's
allowed
up
290 yards.
There's no arguing it, Michael. McDuffie's
yeah, I think
up there.
Surtain's the better corner at this point. That's crazy. That's crazy. I wouldn't have thought it was that big of a gap. I mean, I don't think it's a huge gap for sure. If Surtain's number 1, McDuffie's got to be top 5.
He's top 3, baby.
I was going to say he's probably
give
top
him his
3.
flowers. Give him his flowers, Mike. But the Bengals can't make the playoffs if the Chiefs allow the Broncos to win this week. Do you think the Bengals, like we talked about, clawing their way back, their fans are horned. I mean, they're
You've got to be insane to think that the Chiefs are scared of you.
Yeah. Well, look, Mike, do you see Joe Burrow? And here's what the fans are doing at the moment. Houday Nation. That's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. But you know what? You know who can put a stop to that? The Chiefs, if they really wanted to. They could do something hilarious and just, we're not going to play anybody. And the Bengals are not going to make the playoffs.
But do you remember this? For all the Mahomes is scared of Cincinnati. We're scared of them. We don't want them in the playoffs. Do you remember this?
Who would you rather play? I think we match up better versus the Bills, but I want to play the Bengals. Yeah. I mean, just honestly.
Hey, dude, that was when the Bengals were a better team than the Bills. And we got them, and we beat them. Do you think he's scared of a team right now that's barely limping into the playoffs?
Yeah.
No. Patrick Mahomes probably
Mike, we got a Cincinnati fan in the house that says I don't believe my Bengals are going to make the playoffs anyway.
I think win or lose. Look, I don't think you will either, and I'm going to tell you why. I just don't think Miami's going to lose to the Jets, and they have to.
Yeah.
The Jets are so ass cheeks. Like, I'm almost positive there's high school teams out here that could compete with them idiots.
That team is bad.
Dude, they look bad. And their team, they've lost their locker room. They've lost everybody.
Papaw Rogers is a papaw. JCP with a 2 says that turtle made me spit my coffee out. My bad, JCP. I forgot we had that little treasure. That little treasure on lock over here. I could just click a button and make a turtle hump Joe Burrow. I forgot that I could do that.
It's kind of an odd thing.
It is weird. We have some weird stuff, We're a weird channel.
That's what makes it fun. Somebody told me one time, they said, look, if you're going to do YouTube, if you're going to do anything, if you're going to create content, lead into what you do. And Steve, if anybody knows us outside of here, you think we're crazy on here, dude. Spend 20 minutes with us outside of this.
We tone it down a little bit,
It's wild.
but I mean, we're genuine. It's
We're just
authentic.
funny.
What you
So-
get, what you get is what you get.
Look, yeah, you get every bit of it. Like, if nothing more, it's genuine.
We're actually this dumb.
100%. Like, we're worse. We have to tone it down so we don't get demonetized.
That's
Again.
awesome. Again. Good grief. It's been a ride, though.
I wonder what alternate universe is our AI robots living right now that they said that we copied?
Yeah, what are they up to?
Wonder what they're doing.
I'm not for sure. Mike, just want to tell everybody I appreciate him being here today. Hanging out with
too.
all Chiefed Up on a Monday morning. It's a beautiful morning. Chiefs Kingdom. The Chiefs are firmly the number 1 seed in the playoffs. We're going to take a little bit of rest for the next 2 weeks. Some fun things can happen. You know, we could make the Bengals miss the playoffs by just not playing players. There's all kinds of good stuff, but you get to kick your feet up and not really give a crap about football for 2 weeks. And then it's just 3 games and you three-peat. Win 3 in a row and you three-peat. You make history. So the Chiefs are in great position. Chiefs fans should be happy. A 15-1 team going into the last game of the season is absolutely absurd. I think it was Emmanuel Acho talking about Mahomes should be in the MVP conversation, was saying, hey, they're one of 6 teams that have done this since the turn of the century. You know,
Yeah.
like it's rare. So yeah, everybody should be happy about that. Real quick, just want to let you guys know, if you go to merch.allchiefedup.com, you can use the code ACU Santa until the end of the year. So y'all have today and tomorrow. You can use that code ACU Santa at merch.allchiefedup.com and get 20% off everything in the entire store. So take advantage of that because it'll be going away as soon as the clock strikes 2025. So go over there, take advantage of that. Also, shout out Manta Sleep for sponsoring the episode, and we're going to shout out BetUS for powering this live stream. Mike, anything left for Chiefs Kingdom this morning, my man?
Yeah, man. If you guys haven't lately, get down to the comments. Go check out our FOCO line, too. Still got this.
Come on, bruh.
Still got this one
Why
out
do
there.
you do this to me?
Come on. It's a neon big head. Go check it out. It's limited edition. If you're in the market for a bobblehead.
Okay. Why are you doing this?
Steve, I just wanted you to be able to just find it.
Why do I have to look at
I
that?
had them order you one. You're gonna get one. I'm having that one
When?
delivered
Next
to
year?
you. Yeah, I'm having that one delivered to you.
I'll be waiting for it a year from now like you were with the Postal Service, okay?
They'll do it.
Can't wait to get it. I appreciate you guys. Do us a favor, hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. And have a good day, Chiefs Kingdom.
See you guys. Go Chiefs.
Heaven was a sight from my soul.